Hey guys, welcome back. This is Non-Lamers of Invoked 101, and today we're taking a look at the new Red Eyes deck profile. So this is a pure Red Eyes variant using the new stuff out of the tins, the Red Eyes Alt Dragon and the Neo Kaiser Glider. So very excited for this. I've been looking forward to this stuff for a while, so glad we got this as quick as we did. Anyways, before we get into the deck profile, down in the description there's a link to the Patreon if you like backing the channel. There's also a link to the Teespring if you feel like supporting us that way. And then lastly, there's a link to our Discord, so if you feel like chatting with us, that's where to do it. And all those are down in the description. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So we're going to set the spells and traps and the extra deck off to the side as we usually do and get right into the main deck monsters. So the first card, of course, we have is the new boy, Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. One of mine is in Spanish just because I thought it'd be cool to have a Spanish one. Anyway, so his effect is cannot be normal summoned / set, must first be special summoned from your hand by attributing one Red Eyes monster from your hand or field. You can only special summon Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon once per turn this way. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by opponent's card effect, target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon and special summon it. And this is kind of where a misprinting happened on this these cards. It says a special summon it, and if it was a Red Eyes Black Dragon that was special summoned, the original attack becomes doubled. So the issue with that is that there's no such thing as a Red Eyes Black Dragon. There's only Red Eyes B Dragon. On the official Yu-Gi-Oh card database, it does say Red Eyes B Dragon, so these are still playable. It's just a misprint on the card itself. And I think that even transfers into the Spanish ones. Let me look. Yeah, even on the Spanish ones it says Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's just in Spanish. So yeah, a little bit of a misprint, but yeah, pretty cool. Level 7, 24, 2000, so Red Eyes stats. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, so after that, we play triple Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. This is kind of a staple card I've been using in this deck. I think that he's super useful, especially now. We kind of want to max out on some of the... We want to play as many level 7s as possible in this deck, at least in my opinion. So I'm playing this. And it's a normal monster in the graveyard, and it's a Gemini, and if you get the extra normal summon on it, then it does 2,400 points of burn damage at the end of the battle phase, if it battled. And then the last level 7 Red Eyes we're playing is, of course, Red Eyes B Dragon. This guy is, of course, just standard Red Eyes B Dragon, a ferocious dragon with a deadly attack, 24, 2000, much like his brothers over here, his other forms. And then we also play 3 Red Eyes Black... Oh, we just play 3 Black Metal Dragon, not Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. But yeah, this guy's awesome. Gives your Red Eyes Dragons a 600 point boost. Any Red Eyes card, it can equip from the hand to it. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you get to search a Red Eyes card. And that's not once per turn. So very cool on that. 1 Red MD for the revival effects. And then 2 Red Eyes Gearfried. So this is Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. His effect is once per turn. If either player equips an equip card to this card, you can destroy those equip cards. Then you can destroy 1 spell card your opponent controls. Once per turn, you can send 1 equip card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Then target a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So the reason this guy's really good in this deck is because of the black metal. It just lets you pop the black metal and revive a Red Eyes, which is very, very nice. And then we have 1 Archfiend of Lightning. This guy gets to nuke monsters. He's a Gemini, and then his other effect is that he gets to nuke monsters on the field with with defense less than his attack. So it doesn't have 2,500 or more attack, it's gone, which is pretty crazy. Actually, I think it nukes even if it's equal, so that's pretty dope. And then we have the Blackstone of Legend, of course. You get attributed to summon a Red Eyes, and then you can shuffle a level 7 or lower Red Eyes back into your deck and add this card to your hand, but you can only use 1 effect per turn. I cut this to 1 just because it wasn't a Red Eyes card, and I felt that with Alternative, we don't need this nearly as much, and along with some of the other stuff. 1 Summon Skull, because it is kind of mandatory in Red Eyes because of Red Eyes Fusion and the way that that card works. You really do just need 1 Summon Skull in the deck. Kind of sucks, but it's all good. And then the last card we're playing is Neo Kaiser Glider. This is the last monster we're playing. And I did mention that I was playing this one. This one's in Spanish just because, same reason. I thought having a Spanish one would be cool. So his effect is you can discard this card and one monster, then target a dragon normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make all monsters your opponent currently controls lose 500 attack until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Neo Kaiser once per turn, and it has 24/22, level 6, so not only can we use this to basically discard itself and a Red Eyes to get a free Red Eyes monster, we can also send this off Red Eyes Fusion because it's a level 6 dragon. So that was the main reason I picked this out. I think Red Eyes Meteor isn't as good as this actually does something. So yeah, I like this one a lot more, as you can get an effect out of it, and then you can also send it for the Red Eyes Dragon Fusion, the Falling Meteor Dragon monster. But that's it for the monsters of the deck. We're going to move into the spells and traps. Oh, I left a alternative. Alright, into the spells. We are only playing 2 Red Eyes Fusion this time around. With the new stuff, I do think that there's a heavier focus on Xyz summoning, which is kind of what I'm going for with this version. So I felt that the Red Eyes Fusion would hinder the deck a little bit. Plus, if I really want it, I can search it off of the black metal and do that next turn if I don't get murdered. But also Red Eyes Insight, which we have a copy of, so I think this 2 is fine. And then I'm playing 2 Catalyst Field. As you noticed, I did cut a lot of the Geminis from the deck, but you know, having Catalyst Field is still really useful, especially with 3 of like, I think there's 4 Geminis in the deck, and I just felt that still having it would be nice, as well as it just lets you summon the Flare. So 2 of those, and then 1 Dragon Ravine. This is to get stuff into the graveyard a lot faster, so because we do play a lot of Revival, so we're playing a lot of Foolishes. Anyway, after that, we're playing triple Allure for some draw power to get into stuff. This is another reason I felt that this was okay at 2, is because we're playing 3 Allure and the Red Eyes Insight, which, there we go. Red Eyes Insight, you send a Red Eyes from hand or deck to the graveyard, and then you get to search a Red Eyes spell or trap. So I just felt that with these, this didn't need to be at 3 anymore. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Dragon Shrine, again, just to get stuff into the graveyard for Foolish Burialing. You send a normal, and because the Geminis are normal in the graveyard, you get to send a second one. It's pretty cool. Return of the Dragon Lords. We're playing a level 7 dragon deck, so no point not to run these. And then 2 Silver Scry. This is another card that's just for reviving the normal monster dragons, and since we're playing 6 normal dragons in the deck, this is easily a must-have, at least at 2. 1 Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn. There's no reason not to play it in this deck, because it's kind of a slower deck. 1 Dragon's Mirror for making 5-headed and First of the Dragons, and 1 Terraforming to get to our 3 field spells. So that's it for the spells, and then as for the traps, I'm just playing 2 Red Eye Spirit, which I know is another revival card, but this lets you get out the Red MD back from the graveyard. It lets you get alternative Black Dragon. It lets you get any Red Eyes monster back from the dead. So I felt that this was okay at 2. Alright, after all that, we can finally get to the extra deck, which my extra deck hasn't really changed. There is some new stuff in here, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So we got 2 Meteor Black Comet Dragon, or Falling Meteor Black Dragon. This guy needs a level 7 Red Eyes and a level 6 Dragon, which Neo Kaiser Glider fulfills the requirement of. And then he has the effect of, if this card is fusion summoned, you can send 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So pretty cool on that guy. After that, we have Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. This is the one that needs Summon Skull. It says level 6 Archfiend Normal and a Red Eyes Normal. You can only special summon Archfiend Black Skull Dragons once per turn. If this card battles, your opponent cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. If damage calculation is performed involving this fusion summoned card, at the end of the battle phase, target 1 Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack in the graveyard, and shuffle it into the deck. And he has 3225, and the other one has 35 2000. So these guys are pretty beefy. And then the last Red Eyes Fusion monster we're playing, because these are technically Red Eyes Fusion monsters, is Red Eyes Slash Dragon, the only actual Red Eyes Fusion monster. It needs Red Eyes Bee Dragon and 1 Warrior monster. And it says when a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target 1 Warrior monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card. As an equip spell with this effect, the equipped monster gains 200 attack. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card you control, quick effect, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. This card is destroyed by battle or card effect. You can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that were equipped to this card. So this card actually went up in price like pretty hard from what I remember. It used to be like 10 bucks. I think now it's like 30 or 25. All because of the new Gemini Warrior equip structure deck coming out. But so yeah, unfortunately this card might be a little pricey to get now. After that, we only have two more fusion monsters. One is First of the Dragons, which is a very useful dragon monster for normal decks, as it's pretty hard to out because it's unaffected by monster effects, and it cannot be destroyed in battle with with effect monsters. And then lastly, Five-Headed Dragon, just a big dragon to summon on our opponent. So that's those. And then we got our Xyz monsters. We have two Red Eyes Flare Metals. This guy is awesome. Burns for 500. Also revives a Red Eyes monster whenever it detaches, and then it cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has exit material. Very cool. And then I'm also playing two Big Eye to steal stuff. I think Big Eye is one of the better Xyz monsters this deck can make. And then we'll play Master of Blades to prevent targeting. This guy, if something targets it, you can detach and negate and destroy. One Gaia Dragon for piercing damage, and then one Draco Sack to summon tokens. And the reason we're playing Draco Sack is for our one link monster, Cleaford Genius, as it makes machines, so you can link them one of the tokens away with the Draco Sack for Genius, and then if you can keep playing, then you can make more stuff. So there we go. That's the main reason for that. I like this deck. I think Alternative Black Dragon is going to help out Red Eyes a lot. And I think that the pure variant is definitely in the best spot that it's ever been, because there's just so many new ways to play Red Eyes now. There's so many different combos you can do with it. And I think that overall the deck is in just a fantastic spot. This deck will probably run you just like main deck wise. It's very cheap, especially since Return of the Dragon Lords just got reprinted and all that good stuff. Like everything in this deck is stupid cheap except for maybe Gearfried. I think he's like $8, so that's the only unfortunate part. But yeah, so you're probably looking at $70-$80 maybe just for the main deck, and then extra is definitely going to be more than that, especially with the $30 Slash Dragons. Once again, down in the description, there's links to our Patreon, our Discord, and our Teespring if you feel like checking any of those out. And then leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.